Nelson and Family's annual New Year's Eve party. Starring Johnny Cash, Chris Christopherson, Waylon Jennings, Jesse Coulter, B.B. King, with Jim Varney.
Hello, I'm Johnny Cash.
Chris Christopherson. Y'all know my pal Jim Varney.
Welcome to Willie Nelson and Family's 10th annual New Year's Eve party. Coming to you live on HBO. Man, Willie's been singing up a storm, man.
Sounds great, yeah.
Looks like it's going to be one hell of a time.
It's going to be a big one. And because New Year's Eve doesn't just happen in the South, although I was 10 years old before I knew that, we'll be going live to Times Square, New York City for the ball drop.
John, does that mean that New York's voice is going to change?
Boy. Hey, will you look at all those people? Man, and New Year's is still about 50 minutes away in New York.
It's shaping up to be a fine time right here in Houston. There's so much talent here that one stage wasn't big enough, so we had to have three. B.B. King, Waylon Jennings, Jesse Coulter.
Listen, that's a lot of heart and a lot of soul out there on that stage here. Boy, I tell you what, it's a righteous way to bring in the new year, ain't it? Hey.
I think it's about time we checked in on the folks up in New York City. Let's go to Times Square. What do you see, Jim?
Well, there are a lot of people there, John. They look cold. Many of them appear to be wearing hats. Some are taller than others. I noticed these things, John. It must be my FBI training. Only.
Must be. Let's go back down to the stage of the summit right here in Houston.
Happy New Year, Richard.
Happy New Year.
Hey, there's just about 25 minutes to go until New Year's on the East Coast. So let's go to Times Square, see how the folks in New York are doing.
Well, from here, it looks like everybody's drinking to keep warm. Looks like the Big Apple is getting juiced tonight.
No.
New York welcomes HBO and Willie Nelson's New Year's Eve party.
Now, ain't that nice? Thank you, New York, and have a Happy New Year yourselves. It's just about a minute and a half to New York.
On what airline?
Surely you can't mean that.
What's that?
Surely you can't mean that.
Of course he means it, and quit calling him Shirley.
Did you say Shirley or Shirley?
Surely you can't mean that. Of course,
Happy New Year, Richard.
Happy birthday.
Happy New Year,
Mama.
Baker. Hi, Mama.
Happy New Year, Betty Ford. I thank God for 1984.
Hey, how about Muhammad? Hey, look at
it's
here.
less than 1 minute to New York.
On what airline?
Here comes the New Year creeping across the azure Atlantic. It'll be New Year's in less than 1 minute.
In less than 40 seconds.
You know, this year they changed the ball to an apple.
I hope that sucker don't have worms.
Well, listen here. Look at them people. I think a few of them...
Have you ever seen so many people in your life?
Not at one time.
Yeah, we got the countdown coming up here.
Well, we sure do. Now, listen here. We got 15, 14, 13, 12,
11,
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Happy
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, too.
Happy New Year, New York.
And a Feliz Año Nuevo for John Rodriguez and all of our people.
And from David Allen Coe, Happy New Year.
And what about Earl Campbell, whose boots you're
thanks for
wearing?
the boots, Earl Campbell.
And Happy
Look at all that
New Year,
J85.
Muhammad Ali.
Happy New Year, New York.
I say,
We're having a big one down here in Houston. We hope y'all are having a big one over on the East Coast, up in New York, and all them good places.
that's a connection.
Before we get ready for New Year's in Houston, what do you say we take one last look at New York?
Hey, how come things aren't breaking up there?
Well, because breaking up is hard to do. Things are breaking up. Somebody's breaking up a fight. Somebody there's breaking up a store.
There is, I got.
And there's a guy there just breaking up.
There's a guy
I
getting
think you
mugged.
heard something funny.
No, he's being mugged. He's not.
And we saw it live.
Hey, they ought to go home and see the rest of their show here.
There's still a lot of party left here in Houston. And Chris, you know, I think it's time that you and I went down and
I
joined.
thought you'd never ask.
Let's
man.
go down
Let's
and
get
join
the hell
party.
out of here.
Hey, Jim, fill in for me, will you?
You
Be glad to.
brave.